For today's video, I'll be sharing some aquascaping ideas from the tanks in the Horizon Aquatics display gallery that I saw during my recent visit, and I'll link to my full store tour video in the description. First up, we have this stunning Nano Nature aquarium with CO2 injection created by Plenty Of Bettas, who works at Horizon Aquatics. The striking combination of red, green and brown immediately catch your eye as soon as you walk into the display gallery, and it's definitely a tank style that I'd like to try in the future. Charlotte chose HC Cuba for her carpeting plant, which has grown in beautifully, complementing the rest of the aquascape. The mix of Rotala Bonsai and Repens in the midground seamlessly blends the carpet with stem plants, creating a harmonious transition in the aquascape. The Bucephalandra Needle Leaf pairs wonderfully with the Manzanita wood in this setup, with both elements complementing each other perfectly. The Rotala Blood Red is a standout, contrasting beautifully against the green plants, though I'm unsure if this would thrive without CO2 injection. The tank is stocked with one of the Nano rasbora species and a type of red Caridina shrimp, which enhances the red tones in the aquarium. While I don't currently use CO2 injection in any of my tanks, I've always thought my first CO2 aquascape would be a Dutch style layout. However, after seeing this, I am leaning more towards a nature style aquascape similar to this because it's absolutely gorgeous. Next up, we have this Dragonwood aquascape by Nicole, one of the co-founders of Horizon Aquatics, and I'm surprised that they said that it received mixed feedback when they published it online, as it looks fantastic. The tank features black lava rock as a supporting hardscape, with moss, Anubias and Bucephalandra cleverly used to conceal the seams between the rocks. I'm pretty sure that the only stem plant in the tank is pearlweed, which has been placed in clumps in the back left, middle left and back right of the tank. The angle of the driftwood naturally draws your eye towards the valley in the centre of the tank, and the use of a white background helps create contrast, making the gap pop and catch the eye. I'm a big fan of epiphytic plants, and I love how they've been incorporated into this particular aquascape. Unfortunately, Dragonwood does tend to be quite pricey, so I usually opt for the more affordable driftwood for my own tanks. However, I would like to give it a try someday in the future, but it will be way down the line. Next up, we have this striking island aquascape by AD Myers, which really grabs your attention, and this tank also features HC Cuba as its carpeting plant, but I do know that it can be tricky to use without CO2 injection. Repens and the smaller variants of Anubias have been used effectively between the geostone, highlighting each individual rock in the aquascape. There's quite a few high CO2 plants in here that I'm not familiar with, but they'll all be listed on the Horizon Aquatics YouTube channel, which I'll link in the video description. This tank is stocked with ember tetras and red and white Caridina shrimp, adding extra red hues to the overall look. While this aquascape is absolutely stunning, I doubt that it would thrive without CO2 injection, and low tank setups may struggle with some of these plant species. Overall, it really is a beautiful aquascape that takes on the classic island aquascape setup and adds some interesting tweaks. Next up, we have this beautiful driftwood dominant tank by James, the co-owner of Horizon Aquatics. This setup seems to evolve slightly every time I visit, but thankfully they haven't done a complete rescape of the tank, as this is probably my second favourite aquascape in their gallery. Anubias has been used to accent the driftwood, while various types of Rotala and some Limnophila provide a contrasting background with vibrant colours. The combination of structure wood and bogwood work perfectly together, and the rich brown colour that they develop while submerged adds to the overall aesthetic of the tank. The aquarium is stocked with green neon tetras and auto sinklets, but there's also this striking red fish that stands out against the brown wood, but I'm not sure what type of fish it is. Just like many of the tanks here, this does use CO2 injection, and I'd suspect that some of the background plants may struggle in a low-tech setup, so keep this in mind for your own aquariums. I'm planning to take heavy inspiration from this aquascape for next year's 55-gallon tank build, but I'll be focusing on low-tech plants since I don't plan to use CO2 injection. Next up we have this low-tech epiphytic aquascape which originally belonged to Nicole, but James helped her with the recent upgrade to the larger tank. This is my absolute favourite aquarium in the gallery because I love epiphytic plants, and since it's low tech, it's something that everyone can have a try at replicating in their own aquariums. The concept behind this tank is to use Corbo catfish wood and black lava rock as the hardscape and then layer it with a variety of epiphytic plants. All of the usual suspects are in this tank, but they've also incorporated Monoselenium tenurum beautifully. There's also narrowleaf Java fern, Bucephalandra, Anubias and a couple of different moss varieties in here too. I'm pretty sure the fish are some type of rainbow fish, but they've included a few Corydoras, 2 angelfish and a silver flying fox algae eater too. Overall, it's a stunning tank that I've used for inspiration for my current 29-gallon tank rescape, which also features Corbo catfish wood and a variety of epiphytic plants. This next tank is by Rescapes, who also works at Horizon Aquatics, and it features a lot of epiphytic plants with Honshu wood and dark Sirius stones serving as the hardscape. The Trident fern immediately grabs your attention, and I'm a big fan of these smaller Java fern varieties. Moving through the aquascape, you'll notice moss, Bucephalandra and what I believe is Anubias petite tucked away under the archway. There's several stem plants used in the background, but I'm not 100% what the red plant's name is. I am confident that the bulk of this aquascape could be replicated in a low-tech tank, but you may need to switch out some of the plants. The tank is stocked with my favourite fish, a honey gourami, alongside some neon tetras, an excellent combination that I've used in several of my own aquariums. This is probably my third favourite aquascape in the gallery, though I know personal preference plays a big role in this kind of thing. Finally, we have this archway aquascape created by MJ Aquascapes, featuring vibrant red, orange and brown tones. MJ chose Eliocharis Picilia as his carpeting plant of choice, with Crypt Parva serving as a supporting plant to add extra detail around the hardscape. I love the detail on this dragonstone, and it actually inspired me to pick some up for my new shrimp jar that also uses dragonstone for its hardscape. The clumps of moss provide a nice contrast, with the green of the moss standing out against the brown plants, especially over the archway. The background is filled with stem plants that are kept short to prevent them from overwhelming the aquascape, and I do quite like the look of them. The tank is primarily stocked with chili rasboras, which have coloured up beautifully in this aquascape, and some people can find it difficult to get their deep red colour. There's also some red and white Caridina shrimp, adding even more red to the overall design of the aquarium. This is a fantastic looking tank, and it does seem that the pathway and arch setups are becoming increasingly popular on the aquascaping side of the hobby, so this can be a popular thing to use in the future. Anyway guys, that brings the video to an end. I leave all of Horizon Aquatics links in the video description if you want to check them out. Thanks for watching and have a good day.